welcome everyone to our podcast Evolving Dialogues, where we will discuss about our personal journey and how we can become better. I'm your host Amit Shah, and over to you.
And this is Manish Manohar, um, and I am really excited to be part of this new journey of this podcasting of ours. And over to you, Amit.
So, I came to this journey because I want to improve myself. It's very difficult to see in my life in a stuck condition, not getting better. So, with my story and with Manohar's, we will try to inspire you and see what can happen.
Yeah, the journey we have been through, we all have, both of us have experienced something in this goal of personal development, and really, um, there are really a lot of things to achieve further, and we are on the right track. And we want to share our experiences and knowledge till this day we have acquired through the journey we have been in our life. And I'm sure it would benefit to all of you.
So, Manish, what do you think? What do you think inhibits people to achieve their goals or what they want in their life?
Uh, Amit, I really think that the people, the main person who really comes into the path of our development is ourselves. We ourselves are the main uh, the roadblock towards our development. Our mind, basically, it's our means in our mind that the way we have been conditioned thinking about ourselves, we really don't know where we could be. Uh, so we'll have to delve into our insight, what we really think of ourselves, what how we believe of ourselves. That is the starting point to know about where are the where we lies and where we have to go from where really we need to work upon. That isn't it, Amit? What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I'd like to share my personal experience. I have been trying to, applying for a job and getting interview. But what happens is when I get to the point of interview, I hesitate because I myself, I myself inhibiting myself to go in front of public and speak, to go in front of the committee or whatever to speak. It's me who is stopping me. So the inner dialogue that I have is like you are not perfect. You have to be perfect to get the job or to get the PhD position or whatever. So my mind tries to criticize me in a very wrong manner. I mean, however, I know it's false, but it will say things like you're stupid, you you don't know stuff, you need to learn more, you have to be perfect. So such things can stop a person from achieving what they want.
Yeah, with it's not nothing new happening to you. It's the part of when you start anything new or any when we want to go out of comfort zone, we start analyzing ourselves and we think that we have to act like a perfect person. Whatever we see in the movie, camera and celebrities interviewing themselves, but we don't. By my to my mind, perfection is a myth. It doesn't. Uh, there is no perfection as such. Even we see the person who are perfect in public speaking in every aspect. They excel at the interview. When you go get close to them, you feel that there are lots of imperfections in them. Even they feel insecure. It depends on the time, and then of course the condition. They must have molded themselves by doing hard work, and then they are skilled enough to present themselves in a better way. These are all skills. If we are not so much skilled, we feel that we are underconfident. Even the if we take the example of you being you have done your engineering in particular field, and I have done something in my particular field. if someone comes and start asking about our field, do we feel underconfident while explaining the domain, our domain? I don't think so. What do you say, Amit?
I mean, the domain part, like when we talk,
Yeah,
when we uh, when we go and talk in front of them, most of the interview, I don't think they're looking for like the smartest guy in the world. They are looking for someone who they can work with. So that's my take on it. Another incident, like,
yeah, that,
yeah,
yeah, please go ahead.
another incident that is related to this inner critic, I think, is,
Yeah,
let's say we I mean one I like someone, and before approaching her, I
yeah,
like I have to think a lot, like what am I, what is my status and everything. So the inner mind, the inner critic comes into play, and he will say things which will only put you down. And we never approach,
yeah.
and we will never know that if that could have been possible. So what's your take on that?
My take is that same thing must be happening, might be happening in the opposite side also. Why to be so pretty confident that you only have that insecurities, that those things come in your mind? Definitely, they are a human being, or 99% of the thing are common between the two human being, like any other two animals, two other beings. So that my take is that it's not that it's our mind with because we can only hear our mind. We cannot read other minds.
Yeah, exactly.
When we are suppose we have some superpower like that, then you really get into those minds. The same thing must be happening to them, that they must be thinking that I might be taken as not so smart. They were also trying to impose themselves as a smart person, like we do whenever we give wanted to give our best first impression. But suppose after some time we become a friend and we become close to that person, do we really care about those things? How do we look? How do we? Nothing. No, not why? Because in the initial phases, we want to give our best impression as per society's standard.
uh,
And then, of course, that is why we feel pressed enough and that we are not performing as per the society's standard.
uh,
That is what my take is, that we think that there is a parameter of being judged by another human being. They will judge based on my appearances, based on my my dressing sense, based on my communication skill. That is, of course, it is all the skills. Like dressing sense is also skills, and we need to work on every aspect to be confident on every way. Like celebrities, they have been trained. I have seen an interview of that Raghavan. You may remember the actor Mr. Raghavan. That R.S. Stadium movie was there, and I tell you the name. The, the actor, he was in Three Idiots also. So I'm just forgetting his full
oh,
name.
R
And
Madhavan, do you mean?
he is Raghavan. He was in Three Idiots also.
Yeah, yeah.
That fellow has in some speech somewhere in maybe some abroad. He really spoke his heart, and he shared that, see, even I have learned everything, how to hold a spoon, how to speak, how to do variation. We have to do lots of things to look like celebrities, to so that they can idolize me. But even when you get close to us, you will really be amazed that, oh, we are as a person, we also are human being. We have also been we have also family, parents, everyone. We also eat like a normal human being. So that what I have got idea from that interview is that really everything is skill, from eating, from holding a spoon, to really speaking and impressing others. Everything is skills. If we are a little bit of underconfident, means we have not been skilled or done repeatedly, like you have just shared the interaction with any opposite sex or wherever, it's a new person, we feel little nervous. Why? Because we are not skilled enough to interact with them. If we have been with those kind of experiences earlier, we feel pretty confident. So we'll have to do those things repeatedly. You start interacting with the girls particularly quite often, and you'll feel confident. You'll feel like you are like become we can say that people magnet.
I agree. I mean, there is a saying called comparison is the thief of joy. Even in recent studies that is done in America, US, so they found that these days the teenagers are most prone to depression and suicide. The rate is increasing for the women, and the reason for that is comparison. They compare themselves to the celebrities, to singers, actors on Instagram and social media, and they get depressed about it because they have it all and they don't have it. So I think there is this sort of thinking where they think in black and white, either you have it or you don't have it. one of
Yeah.
one of the cognitive distortion, I would say, that they have. Another thing is, I want to know from you, like, how do we stop comparing, like, just by knowing, or like, is it even possible for a human to stop comparing? I mean, especially teenagers and adults, like millennials or Gen Z who are watching our videos.
Mhm. Yes, this question takes me back to my management schools where I studied there are hierarchy of needs. You may be aware about that. There is a Mosley or someone's hierarchy of needs. It's maybe 100 years back theory, where the uh, ultimate object of the needs was the self-realization, self-actualization. You may have everything, wealth, and then fame, and then ultimate was the self-actualization. Why self-actualization was the apex need? Because self-actualization, I feel that it's like self-realization. When you realize, when you accept yourself, who you are and how you have been your best version, if you work upon yourself day by day to becoming your best version, then I don't think that you will tend to compare yourself with other. And then when you will accept yourself, you'll feel that you are a person to be molded to be best person. And that person whom you tend to compare, when you see that that person has already been molded to some extent, he has done hard work and then become some a standout because of he has done hard work initially, and we have not done on that part. And when you realize that two individuals cannot be the same, we are totally different as a person, as a character. We have been conditioned indifferently in every way. Our experiences, our thought, our emotions, that those things come along, come together and makes a person. So those things are really unique. There cannot be a fingerprint. It had been, then there would be a of course. I have never seen that there are two fingerprints, two retina on the same in the whole universe. 8 billion population are there. Why? Because we are unique. We cannot compare with a mango and then oranges. They both are different. Their purpose are different to serve. So we have been brought in on this universe to serve different purpose. Everyone has different purpose, and to realize that to serve that purpose, you need to first accept and to accept who you are, where do you stand, and then from that point, you have to work on yourself to become your best version. And towards that journey, you will definitely get to know your passion and whatever you want to achieve. And if you really work hard on your passion to improve it, to stand out in that particular thing, you will definitely stand out and become whatever you want. And in those when you do those things, I think you will forget to compare because you will be so involved into you uh, making yourself your best person. I don't think that comparison would require.
So I
We
agree.
only compare when, yeah,
I agree to that point that
yeah,
realizing
yeah,
that we are made by our circumstances and circumstances are very different for every people, so we are unique in that kind, and that
yes,
realization
yes,
can help us to stop comparing ourselves to others because it's not helping us. So we have to stop, and maybe, or no, most certainly I think it will help. And the third point is, when you are comparing, we are comparing on a, like, the very minute part of their life, like it's a facade. For example, recently I was talking to my friend who is in US, in New Jersey. So she is
yeah,
doing her masters, but back here in India, me and my friends, we talk about her like she is living a glamorous life, she is going to New York City and whatnot. But when I talk to her, she's my friend, I realize that she's really alone. I mean, she has no friends to talk to, she got depressed, she was not studying. That experience made me realize that we have to stop comparing to people because we don't know what is actually going on in their life, and it's completely
yeah,
different. So
yeah,
another matter,
yeah,
Manish, that that the inner critic, especially me, or like a person like me, have is the conception of perfection. Everything has to be perfect. It has to be perfect morning for
yeah,
me to wake up and feel in the right mood to go to the gym or do any kind of work. Even if I make my Google schedule, like I plan my day, it has to be perfect. Otherwise, I feel like not following it. I had made it not doable, something like that. So, what's your take on this perfection thing that actually is not helping us, but because nothing is perfect, I guess. But how do we overcome this?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, this your thoughts on the perfection takes me to think that what we all long for, whether we all long for our career success, whether we all long for to become happy, what we all long for. First, I think everybody wants to feel blissful, to be happy ultimately. During the course of our life, we always, throughout the day, we want to be happy in the good mood. We can say not happy like every time it's like something have taken over to you. Like you feel like you are yourself,
Mhm.
and then perfection comes. Suppose you are not in the good mood, you have waken up in the wrong side of your bed. Sometimes it happens. So in those cases, why it happens? And we tend to think that we are not in the good mood. That, but my take is that it's not regarding that being in the perfect mood. When you have set routine, suppose I wake up in so fixed time, uh, and then do something. Automatically, we go to do brush. Doing whether did you ever think of anything when you were having this? It automatically we
Yeah.
do. There is no questions of why we are doing, why
Mhm.
I'm not in a good mood, I should not do. So it's basically a routine. But I have observed and read about the great personalities we have really achieved and we admire about them. They have a set routine. They don't have even ounce of time to think about that perfect and not in perfect mood. They have to do. They have to go wake up at a particular time. They have to go walk, go out for walking. They have to work out. They have to go to the office. They have to set. They have everything scheduled. Those things only come that I'm not in a good mood. I have to do this when your goal is not fixed and your day is not fixed and you are not following your life routine wise in a routine manner. That I believe that if you have fixed routine, suppose you have your day full of things to do. Suppose you have to go to a particular time to a meeting and then again come back and do workout and again daily breakfast, and you may not feel like I am not in the mood of doing something. Mood will only come when you have option. When we are often uh, to delay it, to delay doing it. In my belief, that is what where comes that I'm not in perfect mood. There is nothing perfect, nothing. Initially, I always told you, there is nothing. Perfection is nothing. It's our mood. Mood is, of course, made up of lots of things, emotions, and then feelings, and then uh, circumstances we are living in. So we'll have to optimize those kind of environment surrounding to the best of our abilities. We can do. We cannot have whatever things we have control of. We should take grasp over those matters and do our best to do our best on that particular day. And so not these are moods are all excuse. So
I
I
also
believe that we should not wait perfect day to start anything like we have started today. It's not perfect day, but of course it's perfect time to start.
I also think that perfection is nothing. I mean, there is no such thing as perfection. Can we say the sky is perfectly blue? Or can we say a room is perfectly perfect room? We cannot say what is
Yeah.
perfect.
No.
It is just a mental construct of humans. There is nothing perfect. Once we let
Yeah.
go of perfect, once we start doing, putting effort, not thinking that we want to do it perfectly, I think we'll make progress. And also to our audience, this is a sneak peek to our next episode on our routine and how it helps us
Yeah.
to get better and productive. So, what are the key
Yeah.
takeaways
Sure.
do you think Manish is we can we can have from our talk today?
The takeaways, main takeaways that we should not wait for perfect time to start anything. Like we have already started this podcast today. And second thing, we have to have some set of routine to do. And then, of course, the first set of routine to do, there should be some goal to achieve. So if there is no direction to, there is no goal to go, we may lead to nowhere. So
Hmm.
first and foremost, there is one goal, and then if goal is there, all the comparison and then perfection thing, these are all construct of our mind. We sometimes it's a way uh, to fall ourselves in some excuse kind of thing. So perfection, comparison. This is not the right time. Those are the experience of the person who thinks a lot, who overthinks and doesn't execute it. If you start taking action, even in baby steps, you will feel happy, and that is our ultimate aim. So we all should all start with the baby step. Even we see in today's time, there is no development going on, but ultimately we will feel that when
Yes.
we start taking baby step, we may arrive at our destination. So we should not wait for the perfect time to start anything. Just that is what my takeaway with this podcast. You also summarize this podcast. I
So
mean,
the key takeaways, as mentioned by Manish, is like we have to start putting effort, no matter how small it is. Like you will not get the result right away; it will take time, but you will be really proud that you put the effort. When I look back to my college days, I am really proud that I worked hard. The second thing, what Manish says, have a routine, which will delve deeper in our next episode. Have a routine; it will help you. The third thing is try to talk back to your inner critic. When your inner critic says something is perfect, we have to pursue. Ask
yeah,
why. Be specific. Ask why is it
yeah,
perfect? What is perfect? Why am I pursuing this? When your inner critic says you are stupid, ask him what's the proof for that I'm stupid? Will you say this to your friend that I'm stupid? So these are the key takeaways. So stay tuned for our next episode,
yeah,
and we are excited to do this podcast. It was impromptu. We didn't
yeah,
have any time to prepare. We did it because we want to make
yeah,
small progress. We want to get started and improve just like you, Manish.
yeah. So we'll definitely meet in our next podcast.
Yeah.
And then, till then, we say to all to goodbye. Bye bye.